Hi and welcome to the farmhouse. I'm Deanne from Hummingbird Acres and I am so excited to show you guys our garden this morning. It is the second week in June and we have lots of things growing and we finally feel like we are in a just kind of cruise control phase right now. So I can't wait to show you guys and let's get started. We have gotten rain the past couple of days, which makes everything a lot more greener, and Jamie was home the last 4 days, so we got lots of things done. Garlic, which I plan on harvesting hopefully today or tomorrow. These were the sunflowers that my girlfriend gave me, and I've actually been able to cut 2 sunflowers off of them, and it looks like the third one is almost ready. So, a great thing. We moved the potato bin over here, and I will put those in today. This bed of sunflowers and cucumbers is awesome. And I'm gonna stand back because we were very, very impressed with ourselves. We got that cattle panel arch up with like no problems, except for we went to record it on the camera and for some reason the video camera did not record. So we don't have a video of us putting up the arch, but it was pretty awesome. And it was actually pretty easy. And the arch will hold cucumbers on this side, which you can see them there. And then on this side, we are going to experiment with trellising these tomatoes up and over the arch instead of just straight up. The ones on the other side will be just straight up the arch, or straight up the trellis, I mean. And you can already see, they were like looking for trellises. These were not that big last week. I will put a link to last week's video up in the top, and you will see that these were just not that big. They were there, they were growing great, but we put this trellis up and they went nuts. Jamie did also cage the rest of the berries just to keep, we found that Reuben was getting into them, so we figured that was just better. And then these are taking off as well. And let's go on the other side. So I just saw it. So this little guy here is starting to bud, and it's really just too small. So I'm going to pinch it, which will promote branching and more flowers. And there's another one somewhere. Just have to remember where it is. Maybe it's in the other bed, but it was doing the same thing. So I want to make sure I do that. Another flower bed full of greens. Not doing much. We have decided that next year we will be starting everything inside, no matter what the package says. There's my weed jungle. We will be starting everything inside and transplanting them out, just to give us a longer growing season. We're finding that it is just taking forever for some of these flowers and for some of these plants to grow, and we think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the weather was so wonky. So to prevent that, well, not to prevent the weather because we can't do that, but to ensure like more consistency, we are going to plant everything inside. I do have some flowers here, and I might leave these because some of them are pretty tall. We also have lots of mushrooms that can tell you how much it has rained. I'm gonna pinch this one because it is just way too short, and this is way too congested. So that's better there. Let's do this one too, just because this looks kind of congested as well. All right, I have to stop. And look what I noticed. Do you guys see that? It is our first blue blueberry. Yay! I'll have to come out and pick that later. Well, probably get a picture first and then pick it. The wildflowers are looking great. More flowers. The Icelandic poppies are just hanging in there. And I have actually found them like everywhere. Like, look at this. That one just appeared out of nowhere. So that one's kind of awesome. That one got a little trampled by the rain last night. Hopefully it will come back. It's supposed to be hot again today, so I think it probably will. I did jerry-rig a soaker hose in these beds because it was just taking so long to water them, and the pieces aren't going to be here for like another 2 weeks. So I needed to do something. This front row was supposed to be California poppies, and this is the only one that sprouted or germinated, so I am going to replant that as well. And in this pot, we have the peonies coming up. This is most likely a weed, but look, there's another Icelandic poppy. Craziness. Craziness. And yes, we still have all of the tomato plants. That is a problem. And the lavender pot, which I don't think that is lavender, but this might be lavender. And these over here might be lavender. Just don't think this one is lavender. The dahlias. Jamie had to go to Lowe's yesterday to look for something, and I was like, if they have any more dahlias, get them. And they were unfortunately all sold out. So, boo. But we should have a lot here anyway. This is the tomato trellises in the tomato garden. Look at this. Aren't they just beautiful? So we are gonna do a YouTube video on how we did this, but I'm gonna give you a real quick summary. So these are cattle panels. We put T-posts about 18 inches into the bed and then attached the cattle panel to the T-post. And the idea is, and I think I can do it right here. Let's see. The idea is the tomatoes will grow up, and as they grow up, we will attach them to the cattle panel while also pruning them so that the bottoms stay clean, so we have no splashback from rain, and it just kind of prevents disease and will help them breathe. And these are indeterminate tomatoes, so they can get over 7 feet tall. So they will climb all the way up this. We'll make sure we prune them as we go, and it should give us a really good harvest and keep these plants nice and healthy. And as you can see, when you look at last week's video, these were not, or even the picture I posted on Monday on Instagram, which was taken last week, there was like nothing. They were so tiny, and now they're like all reaching for the trellis. Jamie and I were talking about yesterday how we need to start tying them up. Yeah. So we did 1 cattle panel, 2 cattle panel, and then I can walk, and I'll do this for you guys because it's just fun. I'll walk down the middle to harvest and maintain. It will probably get a little tight, but we'll figure it out. And then we have more squash blooms. Jamie said that one of them might be a female. Nope, that one's a male. And that one's a male as well. So, no, and that one over there was a male too. It's a spent bloom right there. So no females yet, just males. Go figure, right? Did you guys see it? Look at that! That one's actually our second strawberry. The first one is right there. And Jamie's not here, so you know what? I am going to harvest them. And we have actually harvested lettuce off of the top for the past couple of nights for dinner, and that has been amazing. But super excited for strawberries and lettuce, and this is on my agenda to water. But so impressed with this green stalk tower. Like I've said before, I highly recommend them, and if you want one, there is a link in the description below. Use the code Hummingbird and you get $10 off. Loving it. Also, our herb garden is looking phenomenal. The cilantro has bolted, so what I am going to do is harvest as much as I can. That's the one that's right here. And probably start again because we have time. And then I need to harvest the parsley that's at the top. And I think I've said this like every week, but everything out of this needs to be harvested. So, something else to do. But this, I mean, this was my dollar store planter, and I cannot complain. It's looking awesome. And I see a pest. Let's see. Do you guys see him right there? Something has to be done about him. And the milkweed garden, lots of weeds. I might come and pull some of them, maybe some more of the bigger ones. It's just because the milkweed's not that big and not that established yet, but it is flowering. So you have common milkweed there. There's some butterfly weed there. More common milkweed there. Yeah. All looking good. And the purple coneflower and the black-eyed Susan are back there too, just chilling, hanging out. And look at this. Look at that cluster. That's so many. So many. Another dollar store planter, which turned out to be an amazing purchase. Okay, so here is the original milkweed garden. Before we end our tour today, I do want to show you guys one more thing, and we've got to walk out of the pool area to do it. So I think I have said it before, I am a sucker for plants with a history, and this is one of those that have a history for us. So this is a gardenia bush. Someone had given my mom this bush, I don't even know when, years and years ago. And my mom always insisted on it had to come inside. It had to come inside. Well, as you can see, it has a huge pot, and it just got bigger and bigger. And it came to the point where we just couldn't bring it inside. It was too big. So last year we just left it outside. And part of it did die. And I don't think it was necessarily because we left it outside. I think it was just dying as it was. But as a whole, the plant didn't die. It thrived being outside. Actually, it was growing through the winter, and now we actually have some gorgeous blooms on it. And look, there's another one right there. So, Mom, I hope you're noticing. Your gardenia bush is still alive. and it is doing amazing. All right, and I lied. I want to show you one more thing. So let's walk to the front yard. The lilies have started at the pond. How pretty. So pretty. These need to be cut back. What I really wanted to show you is look at the hydrangeas. I did get flower food to experiment with cutting these today and bringing them inside and seeing how they last in vases for cut flowers. But look at this. I'm gonna pick. Look at there's just tons. Tons and tons and tons. And they are all so pretty. Thank you guys so much for coming along with me on our garden tour this morning. I hope you guys have a phenomenal day, and thank you for visiting the farmhouse. We'll see you soon.